Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I want to talk to you about bad leadership. Bad leadership, I see it all the time from a lot of organizations that are really not that committed to their people. They want to talk about a good game when it comes, to employee engagement and, we're in tune and what's going on. In fact, I did an episode with my good friend Mark Schwartz just a couple of videos back that was talking specifically about why there is this great resignation, right? And I think a big part of the problem is the fact that leadership is not in tune with their people, or they are so in love with themselves and believe they are so important and so lofty that they're untouchable. In the last couple of weeks, that has actually proven to not be the case. Not only do you have mass exodus from a lot of organizations where people are like, I just do not want to be here, do not want to be working for this company, be a part of this culture, or ultimately be responsible for anything that this guy at the top of the food chain or gal does. I don't want to be affiliated with it. So, just in the last couple of weeks, we saw Better.com. Their CEO, I want to make sure I get his correct name, Vishal Garg, decided it was a really good idea on a Friday afternoon to get everybody on a Zoom call. And hey, if you happen to be on this Zoom call, you are one of the unlucky people that we are unfortunately going to separate from. So you are fired. You are out. You are gone. I don't know if they immediately revoked Zoom credentials at that point or if there was a discussion. My guess is no. But what a cowardly way to announce that we are trying to maximize our profits and we are going forward without you. But I'm still going to get my lofty paycheck. Well, turned out, no, he was not. He was out literally within about 7 to 10 days after doing such a horrible job letting these people know. I mean, come on, dude. Right before the holidays? Who is advising you, bro? Who is advising you? And then I woke up this morning to the news that Urban Meyer has been fired from the Jacksonville Jaguars as their head football coach. All season long, there's been these rumblings of discontent by his coaching staff and by his players. Usually when there's smoke, there is fire, right? Urban made a poor decision earlier this season to let his team fly back after a loss, and he decided to stay in, Columbus, Ohio, where I guess they had lost to the Cleveland Browns, and hang out at one of his bars and proceeded to get caught on video with a young lady seductively dancing on or near his lap. I'm not here to judge, right, dude? That was just not smart. But let's talk about the leadership. Your team just lost. Everybody's pissed off. Everybody's upset. And the head coach is like, yo, no, dudes, you go. I'm going to hang out here at my chop house that I own and have a few drinks, some dinner with my family. I'm going to enjoy my life while you ride that plane ride back to Jacksonville and think about the big losers that you are. And that I was surprised wasn't, the straw that broke the camel's back, but they gave him a second chance. And I'll be fair, I like Urban Meyer as a coach. He is a great college football coach. I wondered how he would make the transition to the pros. Some have tried it before. Nick Saban tried it with the Miami Dolphins, and he went running back to the college game after he realized that you just cannot inspire some, attitude and ego-driven millionaires that are being paid to play a game with a ball. All right. College got a little more leverage. You got a little, but even that is dropping by the week with us now paying players. Totally different video. But at the end of the day, the college game for Nick Saban has proven to be quite fruitful. Pete Carroll made the transition from USC after Texas whipped his ass in the national championship. He went running to the pro game. He's proven to be a pretty good leader. He's a player's coach. What does Vishal and Urban have in common? They were not in tune with their players. There was a report last night that came out, I guess, prior to Urban being fired, that he had actually kicked his kicker and said, make some frickin' field goals. The last preseason game of the year, this was his desire to motivate by kicking the kicker. Look, man, if you're going to pick on anybody on the team, the kicker is the one that shouldn't be picked on. I mean, this poor individual is, he's the kicker, right? I mean, nobody loves the kicker until they love the kicker, but most of the time they hate the kicker. And so why would you just go pick on that guy? But I think that the ownership at the Jaguars kind of saw a pattern, right? There's a mindset of ego and sort of this bullyish behavior and this mindset that I cannot be touched. And I think it finally came up to, catch up with Mr. Meyer. I'm sure he'll be back in the college game. I think it would be great for the college game. I think he may learn some lessons from this. But what are the takeaways for us as leaders? Number one, you're not above or more important than any stinking person within your organization, right? You should be the one that has no problem being there early, staying late, taking out the trash, cleaning the toilets, if that is in fact what you do. I have tried to lead my teams by example by doing all those things. That is not lip service. It's not, hey, I hope they're paying attention. That's just the way it is. I'm part of the team as well. I might be leading the team. And it, might be my company, but I never want anybody to feel like, oh yeah, that guy's above that. I'm not. I'll take a customer support call. I'll try and resolve a billing issue. I will do anything and everything that's necessary to make the business successful, which by and large makes the team successful. I believe that Mr. Vishal here, Mr. Garge, I should say, Vishal Garge, and I think Coach Meyer lost something there. I think that they let ego rule. I think they let their position of power and authority take over. And when you do that, that's never a good thing. It's a recipe for disaster. So those of you that are out there leading teams, however small or however big they might be, ask yourself, how do my people view me as a leader? What can I be doing to be a better leader? How do I get more engaged and connected to my teams? And how do I stop putting my ego, my role and my position ahead of anything else? And here's a test for you. If as a leader, you walk in and everybody sort of gets quiet, or there's this obvious nervousness that comes, then you aren't connecting, you aren't engaging, and you aren't leading. You may think you are, but you are not. If your people are ruled by fear, you need to be working your hindquarters off to remove that perception. And if not, get the hell out of the way for somebody that will. I believe that's what the Jaguars have elected to go forward and do. I believe that's what better.com, their board and their executive team has elected to do. Ironic, the name better.com when they did it so bad.com. But that's my 2 cents on that. I think it's timely. I think it's important. And as we look at what we want to do now and into the future as leaders, we all can do better. We can all show up and we can be humble. We can be willing to learn from the mistakes of the past and learn from the mistakes of others, especially those that get splashed across ESPN, Bloomberg, and the Wall Street Journal about just how spectacular their mistakes are. And let's make sure we don't make them. All right. Until next time, my friends, you go out there, do good in the world, create some positive ripples for yourself, but most importantly for your people, and ripple on.